Finally, it's finally time. What's up, guys? I'm Pencil here, and here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 246 of Blue Lock. I was gonna make this Patreon / member exclusive for live reactions, but I don't know. I kind of really like doing Blue Lock in this style, so I don't think I want to switch over to the review format. We're gonna stick to it, live reaction review. So honestly, I'm just so excited because I already did the spoilers, and my hands are burning up. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop right into it. Editing me, ready? 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact, I'm reading Peak Lock, which means that it's peak every week. One of these isn't gonna break you when I unsheath you. I can tell. I can tell by the bend. But yeah, we're gonna pre-draw on this one. That's the thing with the spoilers. I feel like I already know that this chapter is going to be wordy, but let's see what the text has to add to the images in this case. Let's actually hop right into it. Alright, chapter 246, Irregularity and Abnormality. Man, it's crazy. I wonder, like, do you run out of words? I don't know. Like, one thing I wonder, do you ever run out of words for our chapter titles? Like, especially if you've been writing, like, a long series. Like, 246 chapters is a lot. Like, don't let Bleach and Dragon Ball and One Piece and Naruto fool you. 200 chapters, well, 246 chapters, not even 200 chapters. 200 chapters is a long way to go to have a unique title every time. Like, that is crazy. I don't know. You know, your boy struggles to not repeat passwords from time to time. But 246, and they're still in a single overlap. Shouts to kind of Shiro Sensei. Let me take a look. Germany Stratum Trading Field. Hyorigin, 2-man secret trading. Overcome adversity, improve your worth. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is the secret training. This is on that side training. This is that on the Lola. Okay, Igaguri. I'm not hyping up Igaguri. I'm gonna watch that video. Someone in the spoiler discussion recommended someone who made a video on an Igaguri theory. I'm gonna watch that video. I'm gonna watch it for the channel too. Maybe that'll make me hype Igaguri, but I'm sorry. I still don't like the guy. I still don't like the guy. And like, I can tell he's going to do something. He's likely going to do something important. Do I think Igaguri is going to score? Maybe. Maybe he has to, though. That's the like, the thing is, though, if we're sticking to the 3-goal rule, right? If we're sticking to the 3-goal rule, 3 people for BM have to score. Once again, I'm 100% in the camp that BM has to win this game. For just the sake of the narrative. Plot progression, everything, character writing, like there's so much that goes into the match that makes it so that BM has to win. And that leaves us with 3 goals. One has to be Kunigami for the Shido Kunigami comeback. One has to be Kaiser, because we can't let Kaiser get power creep this soon when he's supposed to be a late game antagonist. And it has to be Isagi, because he has to be the man of the match, hero of the match. And he can't do that if he doesn't score. That doesn't leave points for Igaguri. Doesn't leave points for Yukimaya. That doesn't leave points for Hiyori. Well, Hiyori's midfielder now. He doesn't really care about scoring. But like, doesn't leave points for anyone else. There's so little flexibility in it that I'm not sure how Igaguri is going to score, but I feel like he kind of has to. But at the same time, I guess you just get value if he's like a good defensive player. Like Raishi, what? He's the 23rd and he had like, what, 1 good defensive play? Admittedly against the best player in the world, though. So like, I guess it's different. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on, let me double check. Okay. I'm literally checking if like Loki has any sort of specific notoriety. He's just young, yeah. Alright, yeah, that's weird. Okay, so I essentially did a quick Google search. Loki, the only thing that's exceptional about Loki is that he's young and the fastest player in the world. I know that's like only thing that's exceptional, but like Snuffy's well regarded. Loki's still relatively new to the scene and stuff like that. So while he is definitely one of the World 5, one of the masters, like Igaguri's gonna have to do something crazy against him to get value. Because I meant to do this before the review. But let me, you know what, I'm going to pull out the notes app and I'm just going to start writing. Because 23 is the number. 23 is the number we got to get Igaguri into in order to make sure that he's viable for the U20 team. Because it's starting 11 plus the 12 subs. So obviously we have Isagi. Then we have, oops, not Wi-Fi. We have Isagi. Then we have Rin. Then we have Baro. I'm gonna assume Nagi's a shoo-in. I know some people are gonna be like, well, maybe not, but I'm gonna assume Nagi's a shoo-in. I've seen some people theorizing that Nagi's gonna drop out of Blue Lock, but he makes too much money. No, they're not gonna drop Nagi. I'm also going to assume Rayo is safe. So there's Rayo, Bachira, Aiku, definitely, he's safe. Nico, I think Nico's safe. Once again, we need some defenders. Speaking of defenders, I do think Gagamaru's safe. I do think likely Ryu safe. Once again, they're kind of our defensive line right now. See, the thing is, we may actually end up doing 24, because you could argue maybe 23 from Blue Lock, but if we're going into the World Cup, we may be able to drop Igaguri for Sei. We do need a midfielder. But speaking of midfielders, I already mentioned Rayo. So I think I need to put Hiyori on there. I think Hiyori's safe. I gotta put Yukimaya on there. Speaking of our speedsters, I gotta put Chigiri. I'm probably gonna have to put Corona. Corona's been getting a little bit too much hype recently to just get dropped out. I think Corona, Yukimaya. What other midfielders am I thinking of? Karasu. Karasu's likely a lock-in. Otoya is pretty much confirmed to have gotten the goal by the scores this chapter, so I think Otoya is safe. Who else? Sendo. Sendo's good too now. Like with that goal especially, I don't see him dropping anytime soon. I don't know, Yaguri's getting rough, because right now I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I named 6 more players. 6 more players that should be safe. I mean, Kiora could get points here. He could pop Raichi. Raichi should be safe. He's our current number 23, and I don't see us dropping Raichi. I'm trying to think of all the main blue lockers. I've already hit like the big boys. I've hit like all Manshines. I've hit all 4 of Manshine. Not all 4, all 3 of Manshine. I have Nagi, I have Rayo, I have Chigi. Maybe Yaguri will just make it in by process of elimination. Because I think I've hit all of BM's major guys too. Oh, Kunigami. I don't have Kunigami on the list yet. But there's Kunigami. But for BM, it's gonna be like Pete. In fact, I'm going to skip a little bit in the chapters. I'm actually trying to compile this list for Igaguri. So this is the current top 23. Is there anyone I'm missing? Are you? Nagi, Nico, Yukimaya, Karasu. Did I put Karasu? Yeah, I put Karasu. Corona, Gagamaru, Fukaku. I forgot about Fukaku. But then again, we already have Gagamaru. Are we going to overlap on goalkeepers? Well, it's just a value thing. So maybe Fukaku will actually end up being part of it. So let me see Fukaku and Tokimitsu. Oh yeah, Tokimitsu's on Tetsu. Wow. Who's he gonna kick out? That's the thing. Who's he gonna kick out? He's on Tetsu. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22. And am I missing anyone from this list in particular? Because the top 4 are Rin, Isagi, Baro, and who? Not Bachira. Who's number 4? Shido. I completely forgot about Shido. There's that. Shido, 23. So I'm not sure, bro. Because he has to drop somebody. Who are we dropping? I think the main if we're gonna drop anyone, it's gonna be Fukaku. Specifically for Igaguri, right? Because Nanase kind of irrelevant, Darai kind of irrelevant, Hayate, nah. Like none of these offenders are doing anything too crazy. Neither do any of the characters from like early first selection, early second selection. Like I'm not sure. So, but Igaguri, he's gonna have to make a play because notably these guys at least have values. Like Nanase has 16 mil. Igaguri's gonna have to do something that's gonna have to get him to 18 mil at a bare minimum. If that stays the lowest value, he's gonna have to work a miracle, dog. And that's if we're assuming that's actually gonna be 23 that available spots, and it's not 22 available spots because of Sei. Or maybe you say Sei's the 24th. So I don't know, Igaguri. So it's kind of rough for you, bro. You got a tough lineup to get through. So he's got to pull off a miracle. I'm reviewing the list right now to see if there's anybody I can cut. I don't know. I think it has to be Fukaku. But then again, he has to surpass so many people. he has to surpass so many people. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad. Like, notably, I'm just doing this for all -3 of you Igaguri fans out there. I'm just saying. I'm doing it for y'all. I don't care. In fact, I kind of want him gone. Being completely real with you. But I will admit, in terms of character weight, yeah, Igaguri has way more weight than Fukaku or Zantetsu. Well, Zantetsu gets a little bit more weight if you read the Nagi side manga, but even then, he hasn't shown up in that in a little bit. So, clearly has more weight than Zantetsu, Tokimitsu, Nanase, like all that. Igaguri definitely has more weight than that. But I'm wondering what feat he's going to get in PXG versus BM that's going to shoot him to that level, even with training with Kyoto Jin. And note, I didn't even include Kyoto in that list. And Kyoto already seems to be a better player based on the fact he already had better stats than Hiyori. And he's guaranteed play time. Meanwhile, Igaguri's going to have to somehow prove himself. He's probably going to be, if I had to guess, he's going to be responsible for a dynamite save. That foul thing that he came up with where he's like 99% sure, it's probably going to be against Rin or it's going to be against Shido, the two main scorers. Or heck, if he's really feeling fancy to get that extra juicy feed up, he's probably going to do it against Loki. Do something and save the game. It'll be like a super pivotal moment. Isagi's gonna miss it. Kaiser's gonna miss it. Noah may be on the field. He'll miss it. It'll be all that. And then Igaguri will come out the clutch, running in like Superman, and then get a foul, and then end up saving everybody. I feel like that's the only way we can keep him around, if we want to keep him around. But the thing is, I'm not sure how well. Because, like, look at this, bro. Look at this. In the 1v1, we've never seen Kyoto cook, ever. Ever. We've never seen this man cook. But instantaneously just cooks Igaguri. Same sentence, same breath, same motion, all ocean. Like, bro, he's already getting cooked this easily. I'm not sure how much of an ant we can give Igaguri to keep him relevant. But probably some. But anyway, I'm excited to see Kyoto, because notably this is clearly a casual Kyoto. Bro's, I mean, he's dripping, but not as dripping as much as Igaguri. So weave, boom, straight on through Igaguri. Ah! Darn it. Please, Kiora, just one more time. Coming right up. No, okay, I do like Kiora though. I'm already liking Kiora more than Igaguri. Kiora, me, we're dapping each other up because I do like how he's actually willing to train with Igaguri. Because, like, notably, I wouldn't waste my time with bro. Like, if I'm training with somebody and I'm Kiora, I want to train. And then again, I guess he has guaranteed play time. But remember, it isn't just Igaguri who's trying to fight for that 23rd spot. It's Kiora. It's everyone else. Like, I'm training with the top dog. I'm training with Yukimaya. I'm trying to train with Isagi. I'm trying to train with Hiyori. I may go cross-strand. I'm trying to train with Shigiri or the Manshine players or Ubers out there done with all their games. I'm going to try and train with someone who will make me better so I can show off and fight for that 23rd spot. Because neither of these two have appeared on the field yet. They have zero values. No offers. No bids. So they're going to have to work a miracle to leap above. Once again, let me just double check. All the way towards the end. How many? So Nanase's 24th. 12. They're going to have to work past 12 people who all do have values in order to get on the board. So Kyora's already a nice guy for being willing to train with Igaguri at all. But, like, with Noel Noah here, I think Igaguri, he's going to get something. He's at least going to get playtime. I'm wondering why. I wonder how Noel's going to justify it with his rational ideology. Maybe he's going to be a little bit more flexible, considering how flexible he was with Hiyori's integration into the Ubers game, even though his stats were worse than Kiora. So maybe that'll be it. He's going to see, like, the potential of Igaguri or use him as, like a once again, kind of like in a dynamite save kind of where he's going to gamble on Igaguri for one reason or another. But outside of that, I'm not even sure how Igaguri's getting on the field. He's gonna need some stat buffs, bro. Because who's he gonna replace? Like, Hiyori's presumably gonna replace Grim. Like, I don't think we're losing Ness. We just got Ness backstory, so I'm not sure where we're plugging Igaguri or what he's gonna. Actually, no, there are some nameless BM players that are still around, so you can fill those spots up with Igaguri. So there are still chances that it could be, like, presumably an all blue lock team with, like, 2 players from Manshine being Kaiser and Ness, if it really gets down to that. And I'm thinking it may be that just based on the fact that Noel Noah's posted up here. He's so tiny, though. He's so small. He's so small. My small boy. Hold on. I'm trying to think, though. If I, like, I'm trying, you know what? I'll probably do that. I'll make a video building my own team. Before there, because I bet the chapter's ending on something like, we're probably going to get the team lineup, but if I had to build a team strictly out of Blue Lock players while still keeping Kaiser and Ness, then I'll probably do that. I'll see if we can fit Ikaguri in there to make sure he gets spotlight. And anyone else, any other Blue Lockers I could use in particular versus just BM characters. Since a lot of the BM characters are nameless. Like the whole defensive line, I think it's literally just like Gagamaru. I don't think there's any other defensive player. Like Gagamaru and Yukimai, those are the only two defensive players on BM right now from Blue Lock. So I'm not sure. Let's see. Can be great. Let me see. So, all right. With that, the 7th and 8th matches have concluded. We will now present the auction rankings. All right, that was Italy's last game. Oh, so these will be the last bids for borrowing the others. Which is why, I don't know, unless the numbers mystically, magically change during translations, I'm still 100% leaning on the fact that Borrow got done dirty. He indubitably, undeniably got done dirty, but let's see. So these are the last bids for borrowing the others. All right, Isagi Yoichi. Here they are, the latest rankings. These are what I have to surpass. You've already surpassed everybody. Like, at least in this list. Like, you don't have to worry about the bottom, 5, 4, you don't have to worry about the bottom 19. Isagi, you ain't got to surpass nothing. Ikaguri's got to surpass one of these guys. Presently, 35 players have received bids. However, only those ranked in 23 and below. Oh yeah, 23. I was confused. I was like, wait, lower than 23? Nah. But 23 and below will be invited to Japan's U20 team. So I've already went over this a bit in the spoiler discussion, but if you weren't there, because I understand some people don't like to watch spoiler videos, I like to wait for the full reviews to come out. Bachura being 5th, fine. Especially if you got a goal, once again, that's fine. He's lost every single game, which is why I get why he hasn't hit the 100 mil mark like every other game winner has. Baro hits 100 mil, makes sense. Hat trick, first game, win. Isagi hits 150 mil, makes sense. 2 goals, multiple assists, wins every single game. Makes sense. Rin. Almost every single goal, presumably based on Cheeto's lack of value, plus winning every game. Makes sense. Bachira, sure, he's gotten a goal every single game, but big booty butt cheeks, just because he got a goal every single game, he's lost all his games. Pretty decisively, too. Like, he's gotten 1 goal, or maybe, no, literally just 1 goal, and, like, then he loses, like, 3-1. So, like, I get why Bachira does have high value. He's put Bartra on his back. That's why bro still has high value, but I get why he's not within, like, the top 4, hasn't even broken the 100 mil mark, despite having presumably 3 or more goals. I think maybe like 4, I'm not sure. With that being the case, Aiku, I still think he's a bit overvalued, but considering the bid, someone pointed out to me, the bid is very most likely from Ubers, which is a very defensive-based team. It makes sense why Aiku, a really good defender, would get a higher bid. And having a higher bid than Shigiri, I'm still super iffy about that. I don't know, but considering, I saw something somewhere that someone said it was confirmed that Shigiri actually didn't get the goal on PXG. It was somebody else, like it was either Agi or Prince or something like that. Then I get that. Obviously, he wouldn't boost up that much from doing literally nothing. Like, presumably, he may have gotten that extra 5 mil from the block. And that alone. And, like, obviously, if that's the only thing he did the entire game, and then lost 3-1, then, yeah, no duh. He's not going to get any value. Not against Ubers, I mean. I think it was Agi or Chris. That was mentioned somewhere. I'm not sure if it was mentioned in this chapter. We'll see as we get into it. But Shigiri, if he didn't score, I understand why he still has such a low value, even lower than Aiku, since Aiku would be overall performing better as a defensive player because his team has actually won multiple games. Meanwhile, Manshine has lost all his games. Even if Shigiri scored in every single one of them, he's lost all. Similar issue to that Bachira has. Which is why I kind of think these two are similar if they're the only ones to have scored in all their losing games. That's the only thing, though. For Kunigami, once again, we don't have to talk about that. He hasn't played. Are you 45 mil? Makes sense. Once again, solid defender, presumably sniping some shots out of the air, taking care of both Manshine and taking care of stuff during the BM game. Makes sense. Otoya, 42 mil. If he's one of the people who got the goal, that boost makes sense. That goes with like the 20 to 30 mil increase average. Nagi only dropping 40. I think he was at 43 mil after his previous drop for like the 90 mil he had. So him only dropping 3 mil. I guess that comes from the fact that he was actually playing. Sure, he didn't score, he didn't lose, but it makes sense why Nagi hasn't completely dropped off a cliff. That hype would linger around for a while. A lot of people outside the universe think it's the best goal in the entire manga. A bunch of people inside the universe think it's the best goal in the entire world or whatever. It's like a historic world-class history goal, so it makes sense that that would backpack him for a little bit longer. Nico, 40 mil. I feel like Nico's a little bit undervalued. I'd honestly put him above Ryu. Ryu's been playing solely a defensive role, while Nico's not just been playing a defensive role. Well, Metavision is a concept that is completely foreign to anyone else outside the verse, or no, inside the verse. It's something that we know because characters talk about it, but I don't know. Nico's been not only a great defensive coordinator, but an offensive coordinator, pulling the switches with Lorenzo, facilitating Barrow and stuff like that. I think Nico is a bit undervalued. I think you would have me perfectly fine if him and Ryu swap spots and swap values. I think that'd be perfectly fine. Because Ryu, I don't know. He didn't do anything in the BM game, and we didn't see enough of the Manshine game for me to really, assume that he did anything. Maybe he has that high value because he blocked Ryu? Not Ryu, because he blocked Agi, who's very specifically an air player. So maybe off screen he had a cool air-to-air moment with Agi, and that's why he has more value. And maybe, who knows, maybe Nico wasn't as important in the Manshine game as he was in the BM game, and that's why his value is relatively low comparatively to Ryu. Sendo, once again, Sendo being that low is actually, once again, also kind of interesting to me. I'd actually put him above Ryu as well. He just got a goal. He's been facilitating. He has a legendary block in the BM game. Once again, he got the final goal in the final game. I'm shocked he's only at 37 mil. And this is coming from a guy who used to be a Sendo hater. I used to not like that. I still don't like the fact that his hair is red, but now I gotta put respect on his name now. That's the thing. With Igaguri, he's done nothing for me to have to put respect on his name. But for Sendo, I have to put blatant respect on, bro. He has multiple integral saves. He got a goal, a header goal no less. Eating right off a bar like a true hyena. I don't know. I gotta let Sendo cook. He's been cooking, so I gotta give him that respect. Yukimaya hasn't played, makes sense. Karasu, 35 mil. I feel bad for bro, but considering it appears that it's Charles who's being the main facilitator on PXG, it makes sense why Karasu isn't actually getting too much, despite seemingly playing every single time. But then again, he may have only started playing recently with Shido, so that may be a little bit different. Rayo, 34 mil. Once again, makes sense that he's kind of low-key ticking down bit by bit. If he's not doing anything, because he's trying to funnel everything towards Nagi, and Nagi's not doing anything, of course, the guy who's supporting the guy who's doing nothing is also going to get nothing, if not lose stuff. So it makes sense that Rayo's at 34 mil for me. Corona, once again, has not played. I like that he's the same value of Rayo, even though I would give credit. Nah, I gotta put more credit on Corona's name. Corona should have 35 mil. I'm just pushing for my shark boy, no Lopagirl. But there we go. Gagamaru only at 32 mil. Y'all explained it in the comments, and it does make sense. Sure, he's had some amazing, legendary saves, but in every single game, it's been pushed to 2-2. Out of the 4 games they've played, out of the 4 games they played, against Barcha, against Manshine, against Ubers, they've only played 3 games, right? Yeah, because they still need to play PXG. But out of the 3 games they've played, it's been 2-2. He's been scored on 6 times. Sure, he's been good enough defensively that he's stopped them from losing, but he has been scored on 6 times. I can understand why he is ranked as, I'm not going to say low, but as relatively low as he is. And it makes sense that Fukaku's lesser than him, because Fukaku's actually lost before. For Tokimitsu, once again, we just don't know enough, no context, but 23 mil makes sense. If he's still the same beefy guy he was at second selection, jeez, why are you yelling so much? Calm down. Hey, what's popping on with you? Calm it. Cool your jets, bucko. Cool your jets. But Tokimitsu, if he still has the same, offensive, defensive, bullet pressure that he does, what I think Nisai literally called him a muscle bullet. Yeah, it makes sense why he still got 23 mil. Presumably, he's still doing a good job supporting Zantetsu. Once again, makes sense. If he's not really scoring, I don't know what else he would really be doing. So it makes sense that he would have a relatively low value in comparison to everyone else. It's literally Charles, Rin, and Shido. That's PXG. That's all we really got. So and the games seem to be going very, very quickly too. It's not like PXG actually has drawn out extended games like BM does. So it makes sense why these characters honestly aren't getting too much to show off, getting too much time to show off, even though they have really good specialized abilities like Zantetsu's acceleration, like Tokimitsu's durability and stamina, like his offensive power, Karasu, his ball handling, all that. If the games are happening so quickly, your midfielders are gonna fall to the side, your defenders are gonna fall to the side because they're not needed. Like, if it's not popping off, it's not popping off. If Rin's out there stealing the ball in destroyer mode every single time, or if Shido's consistently just scoring the moment the ball gets to his feet because Charles keeps immediately feeding it to him, what you gonna do? How you gonna drag that out anymore? So I completely understand that. But actually, let me check something real quick. Hold on. Nope. I was about to see, do we have any information on like what roles they've been playing? Not really. I'm not sure. We haven't seen their team lineup yet. I think we may have seen it towards the end of the chapter of the spoilers, but I don't think we've seen their team lineup. And can you stop screaming? What's wrong? Why are you yelling? I want to bring you back up here because I need to scroll, but I can't. You are screaming so unbelievably loud, and it is frosty, no snowman in this place. So I don't know why you're screaming so much. There's literally nothing open on you. It is literally just this. I think it is legit. Yeah, it's just one. It's Google Chrome. That's it. That's all I got open on you. Can you chill out? Can you stop, please? I'm begging you. I got the rest of the review to record. Can you? That's it. I guess I'm just gonna talk down to it. I hope that it'll look so weird. I know editing me is gonna have a nightmare just because of how it's gonna look. But hey, I'm sorry, editing me. It's not gonna stop screaming. And while I do have the mic working with my camera now, I'm not. I can still. I know you can still hear it editing me. So I had to work your magic or something. I'm gonna keep it down there, and maybe when it stops freaking out, then we can do some work with it. But I'm gonna scroll a little bit. Let me see. Presently, 35 players have received bids. 20 teams. For the bottom play. Oh, calm down a little bit now that I'm picking you up. What, you just like to be held? Do you want uppies? I can't give you uppies forever. I can't give you uppies throughout the entire review. Let's see. Any of these characters matter? I mean, Nanase, once again, same reasons why no one else. Dalai, same reasons as anyone else. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about the rest of these characters. Like, I like Nanase, but Nanase didn't really get all too much. So, wow, you really calmed down when I did uppies. Well, you calmed down a bit. You're still screaming a little bit. But let's see. Heck yeah! Let's go! Shout out to my boy Sendo, 37 mil. No, that is still good. Especially for a guy who is pretty much a washed out ace. I gotta give credit to that boy Sendo, bro. He's the one who's kind of been shattering my expectations as we see. Sendo's low-key not even low, he's just a surprising character for me in terms of how much my opinion is switching on him over a relatively short period. Like, pre-Ubers, I would have not cared about Sendo. Pre-Sendo save, pre this goal, I would not cared or respected Sendo at all, but I gotta put respect on his name, bro. Bro's earned it. He's earned it. It's like I can't even slander bro no more. And you know I love to slander bro, but I can't slander bro when he's cooking this much. Are you finally good? You're still making a little bit of noise, but I'm gonna assume you're decent enough that I can leave you up there. Alright? I'll leave the brightness as low as possible so I can still actually see the screen, but alright, chill out, relax. Alright. Nanase, I hope he cooks a little bit during Pig's Chi. Then again, looking at the top 23, I love Nanase, not sure who I want him to replace other than Fukaku. That's it. He's the only guy I kind of want to swap out. I want to see Bachito cook. I want to see Aiku cooking U20. I want to see Shigiri cooking U20. I want to see Kunigami cooking U20. I kind of want to see Aryu cooking U20. I even like Otoya more than Nanase, so I want to see him cooking U20. I want to see Nagi cooking U20. I want to see Nico cooking U20. I want to see Sendo. I want to see Yukimae, Karasu, Reo, Korone, Dagamaru, not Fukaku. He's the only one I'm willing to swap out. But even Tokimitsu, Zantetsu, Kiyori, and Raichi, I want to see them all cook. So if I had to sack one, and it's got to be Nanase, yeah. Heck, I'll be real. I was about to lie to you, and you're going to start screaming again. Fine, I will hold you. Since you want to be a baby, and you want to start screaming again, I'll hold you. And you better not scream. I'm giving you uppies. Now stop it. But with that being the case, I think I'd sack Nanase. Like, sure, I'd prefer Nanase over Igaguri, but that's literally just because of my biases towards Igaguri. That's it. There's no other reason. It's not like we know much about Nanase as a character, but dog, I ain't rocking with that. Raichi? Huh? I just barely made the cut? Raichi's realizing, oh wait, I'm in danger. Yes, you are, Raichi. That's good though. I'm glad that is crazy. The moment I set it back up on the desk, it started screaming. It is currently in my hand. And my hand is admittedly my hands are admittedly a bit cold right now. But like, the desk is actually moderately warm. So maybe that's it. I don't know why. I'm afraid to sit you down now. But yeah, Raichi barely making the cut. I think he's safe though. I think he's safe. He'll have a moment. He'll have a moment in PXG that'll keep him at number 23 most likely, or he'll be bumped up to 22 and Ioguri will be number 23. If I had to take a guess, I think Raichi. I think Team Z, since we've cut so much of it, a lot of it off screen, in fact. I think we got to keep Raichi around. I think we do. I think we do. Especially considering his abilities as a man marker. But let's see. Nagi at 11, Rail at 16. Rail, it happened again. Our bids went down? At this rate, we won't. Yeah. Rail. Yeah. Almost as if Agi was telling you the truth. Huh? Shock horror, right? Almost as if you're feeding a guy who cannot do anything without being fed, and you're feeding him and he's still not doing anything. Maybe he's holding you back. Rail? Wow. What an amazing, legendary, next-level concept to remotely consider. How biggity bamboozling that you could hypothetically be being held back by a guy who's failing at literally every aspect in life. Maybe it's because you're getting swept and not doing anything, Rayo. Like, I notably, for how smart Rayo is, I don't know how he's not realizing this. And I get it, he definitely loves Nagi. I was going to say as a friend, but I think we both know what we're here for. We're reading BL. I'm saying it's Blue Lock, but you know what it also stands for. But with that being the case, I know he definitely deeply cares for Nagi, and I get that, the whole point of him realigning with Nagi was something that he wanted to in the first place. He doesn't actually care about being the best striker in the world and all that. He just wants to win the World Cup. But, Rail, sometimes you gotta cut the dead weight, bro. And this hurt. It hurts. It definitely hurts to do it. There have been times in my life where I've had homies that I loved like that for, well, not like that, but they've been my boys, my brothers from other mothers. But when they start holding you back, it's kind of like, well, I gotta keep growing. I can't just stay with you forever. This is a beautiful time in my life, but I gotta keep moving on. Rayo, I think you're in that, broski. You and Nagi were doing better when you were working alone and developing independently. You can, and a big thing, because I've seen a lot of people being like, so what? You're getting mad at Rayo and Nagi for playing how they want to play? Not necessarily. I'm getting mad at Rayo and Nagi, and even not mad, mostly disappointed at Rayo and Nagi, very particularly because they are stifling each other's potential. With Rayo acquiescing to Nagi, it tells Nagi, I don't actually have to work, I can be lazy, and Rayo will still support me. And by Rayo doing that, he's not only making Nagi worse, because Nagi isn't forced to be creative or do anything on his own or develop as a player anymore, but Rayo's also hurting himself because he's not scoring. He's not doing anything. He's not facilitating anyone else. He's not getting assists, any points, anything like that. So he's just dragging himself down. Nagi is right now, with his pretty much dead ego, he's dead weight. He's genuinely holding Rayo back. And Rayo should be smarter than this. Rayo realized he had the moment after the whole match and setting selection where Nagi threw him away. I was like, literally, it's that Toy Story meme. I don't want to play with you anymore. What is his name? Andy dropping Woody? That's the same thing. Nagi did that. And what did Rayo do? He went on to develop his ego, the chameleon ability, and it made him much better as a player. Oh no, you mean to tell me the guy who threw you away, now that he picked you back up and is no longer supporting you anymore, it's shocking that you're losing value, that you're dropping, that you, Rayo, in particular, are on the verge of being kicked out of the 23, kicked out of your dream? And, presumably, Rayo still is very safe, right? He still has one more game, so he can still do something. And also, he has the safety net of, out of the people beneath him, who is left to cook. I think Fukaku is done. He's stuck at 28 mil. And there's a decent gap between him and Rayo. Rayo's at 34 mil, he's at 28 mil, so there's 6 mil. So Fukaku alone, he has no more time to show off. He showed off the max he can. And we already have Gagamara as a goalkeeper. So he's likely not going to drop any Fukaku. In terms of Zantetsu, presumably not. I don't think Zantetsu's really going to cook much during PXG, so that should be safe. Tokimitsu, maybe cook a little bit against Kunigami, but that's about it. So Rayo definitely still has a safety cushion. I don't even see Rayo dropping out of the top 23. He would have to, in order for Rayo or Nagi to really drop out of the top 23, they would have to, score on their own goal. Stand around and literally do nothing. That's the only way I see them dropping out. But I think this should be pretty clear evidence to Rayo that it's just not working. It's not working. And that's unfortunate. That sucks. That's sad. That's horrible. That's disgraceful, disgusting, and diabolical. But you gotta be able to move on. You gotta be able to recognize when people aren't doing you any good. And I think Rayo should realize at this point, Nagi's just not doing him any good. And that's awful. That's sad. It's even terrifying to a degree, considering all that he's invested in Nagi, and all that he threw away for Nagi. But now, seems like Nagi's got a point, bro. It's time to wake up. But let's see. Looks like something needs to... Wait a minute. I did not read what I just read. Please tell me that's Rayo's internal monologue, bro. Are we gonna get the inverse? Are we gonna get the inverse arc? Yo, honestly, I'd be down. If we're gonna get the inverse arc, yo, my toes are wiggling a little bit. Bro, what? Looks like something needs changing after all. I don't think that Shido thinking that. If Rayo's actually thinking that, bro, if he's actually willing to let Nagi go, and we're gonna get the inverse, where Nagi's gonna look for a pass, and Rayo's gonna look at him, and Rayo's gonna be like, sorry, Nagi. And then just dive right on past him and go in and score on his own and get his own value up, and force Nagi to evolve on his... Yeah. I don't really like Rayo that much. I like Nagi way more. But if that happens... that's some W character writing right there. I'll take that. I will take that. If this ends up being the case, if this is Rayo really acknowledging that, oh no, Nagi's actually weighing me down. I made a mistake here. Agi's right. I need to change. I need to take this last opportunity to secure my dream. I do what to do. And then Nagi's forced to realize that he's not allowed to just drag Rayo down like that. And then we get the whole... Ooh, this may be peak. Rayo may have to shoot up. I think, you know what, off this line alone, if this is what I think it is for Rayo's character, if this is Rayo openly acknowledging that, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea to stick around with Nagi anymore, maybe I do need to cook in my own way, well then, Rayo may be top 10 now, may slime up in top 8, maybe top 6 in terms of character rank, because now he's actually realizing it. If he acts on it during the Bartra game, beautiful. That's just what the doctor's been looking for. You know what I'm talking about. But let's see. Shido with 100 milli. 100 milli. Hello, 100 mil. Number 1 is in my sight. No. Shido. Bucko. I think you could score a hat trick and still not get number 1. You're too far behind, broski. Because what? That's a little bit, especially considering, like, look at Barrow's diminishing returns, bro. He's still at 100 mil. He's at 150 mil. That after a brace, nah, bro. Shido, and the thing is, you're not scoring a hat trick, like. Not in any, like, even removing the fact that I believe that BM has to win. If anything, it'd be Rin who'd get another hat trick, or Rin's getting a brace and you're getting 1, or you're getting 2 and Ren's getting 1. There's no universe, Shido, where you're suddenly spontaneously getting a hat trick. None. Nada. Zero. So number 1, not in your sights, Shido. I don't think so. I don't think so. Do you guys think? Because, I mean, to be fair, he did make a big leap off of 2 goals. He did leap all the way up to 100 mil. So maybe. But I don't know. Based on how the power creep, or at least the number creep, seems to sharply drop off after you hit 100 mil, I don't know. I don't see the vision. Do you guys think Shido could become number 1? I don't see it. But let me know what you guys think down below. I'm actually kind of interested in that. Isagi and Barrow tied at 150 mil. A lot of people did bring up the fact that, you know, Barrow... This is why I love having y'all in the comments, and I love reading your comments, responding, and getting the brain juices flowing. A lot of y'all did bring up a fantastic point. The reason Barrow may not be power creeping as much as before is because, 1, he's not doing as good as he did before. He hasn't gotten a hat trick since Bartra. That's 2 games ago now. And he lost against BM, and he only got a brace against Manshine. So that's a sharp, really top-of-the-line peak, and then a fall off all the way to the point where it was a brace, then a loss, and then a rise into a win, but also a brace. He was blocked on the last goal. So there's that. He has not been as dominant since his first game, so of course his increases are going to decrease, but top that off with the fact that he is exclusively a striker. Exclusively. The reason Isagi gets such high value, and the reason he was the man of the match on numerous occasions, well, not on numeracy. Well, then again, I forget who was the man of the match for Ubers. I don't think it was. We never got that confirmed. I don't think. I think we know he was the man of the match for Mankind, but I don't think he was the man of the match for Ubers. I don't think we ever got that confirmed. But with it being the case, though he should be there too, the reason Isagi likely gets so much higher value, or at least much higher value growth, in spite of Barrow scoring much more, is because he's everywhere. He's facilitating other people's goals. He's facilitating the defense, facilitating the midfield offense, facilitating the midfield defense. He's kind of doing everything. He's as that one edit sound always says, he's not even a striker. Like, quite literally. It barely seems like he is, because he's doing the roles a striker be doing. He's doing the roles of a center attacking midfielder. He's doing the roles of the defensive midfielder. And he's darn near doing the job of the goalie half the time. So Isagi's doing everything. Meanwhile, Barrow, outside of your occasional defensive play or being in a good place for the defense to pass to him, he hasn't really been doing all too much. So sure, do I think he should at least be at 155 mil? Or maybe 160 mil? Or something like that? Just so the fall off doesn't seem so drastic. And for the fact that Isagi's going to surpass him anyway. Like, you could just have Barrow be the definitive number 2 and then have Isagi be number 3 because you know he's going to surpass him. This seems a little bit excessive. Yes, I still do believe that, but I definitely, thanks to your guys' help, I do see the vision on why Barrow isn't in universe, why he isn't getting much of a boost in spite of what we, outside the universe, would think he deserves. Looks like we're neck and neck, you loser. Ah, but I do like that. He's not actually... There isn't actually much animosity. Sure, he's mad a little bit. You can see the veins. But there's not much animosity between him and Isagi. He's just like, oh, we're neck and neck. I'm gonna knock if you buck, bro. But obviously, Isagi's gonna get ahead of him. Because that's Barrow's last game. He has no more time to prove himself. So, he's definitely a lock for the U20. Like, it's literally impossible for... He's gonna be number 3. He or Shido's gonna be number 3. So it's impossible for 19 other players to spontaneously surpass them, even if they were to spontaneously all get hat tricks somehow in these 3 games. But still, that's a little bit rough, Barrow. You better cook. You better cook a little bit off screen. I want you to come back even better. Number 1, Itoshi Rin, 198 million. That's the... I'm a little bit. I will admit I am a little bit iffy on that one, because what was Rin's value? It was... I need to double... I forget what was Rin's value after the Manshine game. The only reason I'm so hesitant is because Rin scored once against Manshine and sat down. That's why he shouldn't be sweating all this. He didn't do anything. At least from what little we saw of PXG versus Barca, he did so little that I'm shocked he got as big of a boost he did, considering he did nothing but striker. So I'm a little bit iffy on his increase, but once again, I get why we give him such a big increase. Just so, oh wow, look, he is 48 mil more than Isagi. Isagi is a big wall to surpass. Yeah, I see the narrative intent behind that one. And once again, maybe it's just more Rin Glaze. You know, it's Rin, younger brother of a genius. Who knows? And I believe oh no, that's from PXG. I was about to say, is it from Real Madrid? So they could jab him that too. But no, it's only Kaiser who got offered from them. And still, I do like that he's still much less than Kaiser. He has a whole third less of the value than Kaiser does. Which works good for me, because I love Kaiser, and I'm leaning into the fact that he's still going to be a late game antagonist. I don't believe he may beat Kaiser again. He's already beaten Kaiser twice in 2 different ways in the past 2 games. But I do not believe that Isagi's going to surpass Kaiser, or even Rin's going to surpass Kaiser, or even Shido's going to surpass Kaiser by the end of this arc. I think that's going to be a late game U20 thing, if I had to take a guess. Let's see. It just keeps getting higher. Rin. Once again, yeah, Isagi's like, you're through the roof, Rin. I can't let this slide. I've got to ratio this. Okay, let me stop. Let's see. And there you have it. Oh boy, the big boss man coming in. Those of you treading the borderline. Those of you seeking to turn the tides in one fell swoop. Those of you aiming for number 1. You each have your own individual objectives. However, is he wearing slippers? Sorry, I completely... He's wearing slippers. Bro's got... Wait, where are my slippers? They aren't here. I don't know where they are. Bro's got the same slippers I got, except they're Blue Lock themed. I know, like, there's no reason for him to be wearing shoes, but it's just so funny. Like, he's in this professional tracksuit, and then Bro's wearing whole slippers. But yeah, he does bring up a good point. Like, this is it. This is the last chance you got. You better whip it up in the kitchen a little bit. Very interesting who gets spotlighted here, though. Gagamaru makes sense. Corona makes sense. Hiyori makes sense. Raichi makes sense. Yukimaya makes sense. Treading, solid but treading, solid but treading, solid but treading, solid but treading. But Teppei getting a spotlight here is very, very interesting. Remember, he was the speedster for the U20 Japan team. So, interesting. Is he going to play a role? Is he going to be the one that's juxtaposed against Zantetsu instead of Yukimaya? Because Yukimaya is our traditional speedster, at least so far for BM. But if we had Teppei, he may be the one that has to go bar for bar with Zantetsu, who's trying to support. So that could be interesting. Maybe we could have two people on Zantetsu. Because once again, we can kind of swap out the BM defensive line. They're basically worthless. So, like, you could definitely add more players there. So I'm interested to see if Teppei is going to cook, or if this is just like, oh, we need a character to fill this spot. Let's put Teppei there. Let's see. The goal of this team remains singular. Calmly and logically demonstrate your prowess and claim victory. Now then, let's begin our strategy meeting for our final game. Okay! We're locking in, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. So it's time to, we're starting the strategy meeting this soon. Alright, so everyone here is involved. I'm excited, little kids. I'm excited. Alright, let's see. Well, darn, I know we do cut away. So that's going to be interesting. We're probably going to open up. We're probably going to have at least one more chapter before the game actually starts. Unless we skip the strategy meeting and we'll start flashing back to it. Let's see. Great work today, everyone. The singularity that is PXG. We'll now discuss what we need to improve as per usual. I like how simple and clean Loki is with it. He's just about it. He's like, alright, good work. But we gotta improve one way or another. We got one more game left. Let's make this work. And I do like how, so far, I think it's PXG and BM who are tied for the most Blue Lock users per their team ratio. Please stop. We were doing so good. There's not much review left. Just let me get through it. Please compute. I'll give you the uppies. Alright? I know. I laid you on the desk. I probably shouldn't have done that. Please calm down. But I do like how Loki's about it. He's just so straightforward with it. I am interested in Choppy, though. I do want to see this Choppy guy cook. Maybe it's just a red herring, but he's been hyped up by the community, and I'm falling for the hype too. So I want this guy to cook a little something. But let's see. Nanase, I'm not sure who this is. Choppy, Shido. Oh, that actually may be Rin. But Shido, Zantetsu, and Kurasu. Oh, that's neat. I didn't even notice that in this one. He balances the ball on his foot. That's where he gets it wrong. Okay. 4 shots versus 3 goals. That's a good ratio, but I'd like you to please increase your amount of shots. Huh. 4 shots versus 3 goals. That's a good ratio, but I'd like you to increase your amount of shots, Rin Chan. Oh! Okay. So Rin played for... Okay, so that's why. So he was playing a lot. Okay. Rin. You got blocked 4 times? Well, 3 times? Rin, what's happening, bro? Like, remember, he only got 1 goal on PXG. You're telling me you not on PXG, on Barcha. Who were you getting cooked by, Rin? Wait. That's crazy. No wonder, bro, sweating. That makes sense now. 4 shots versus... But wait. 4 shots versus 3 goals. Okay, now I'm a little confused. Where are the 3 goals, though? Because he didn't get another hat trick. Now I'm a little bit confused. But still, I'm assuming 4 shots versus 3 goals. Huh, interesting. In contrast, Shido-san, you're shooting too much. 12 shots versus 3 goals. I'll be counting on you to up your shooting range a tad and further increase your precision. Oh, that's interesting. I'm a little bit confused on that. Once again, I'm not actually a full football guy. I'm mainly just a Blue Lock reader. So, like, I don't fully get what this means. Shots versus goal ratio. But, so that means Shido took 12 shots, only landed 3 of them. Rin took 4 shots, only landed 3 of them. So yeah, Rin has a much better ratio, but more shots need to be taken. Meanwhile, Shido has a higher shooting ratio, as in he consistently goes for it, but he only has like a quarter actual successful goal, which is a little bit rough. But let's see. Karasu-san, please work on your win percentage in duels. Karasu's been losing in duels? To who? Who's been cooking Karasu in duels? What monsters and demons and beasts have we been missing? Was Anki cooking, bro, in duels? What is happening? What is there? But what I do like, I like how he has critiques for everybody. He's kind of in a way like Prince, where Prince had like specific goals and strategies for everyone to push towards and work on. Loki has paid attention and is like, here's what you need to do, here's what you need to do, here's what you need to do, here's what you need to do. He's breaking it down specifically, where Noel Noah kind of hasn't been that way. Neither was Lavahino, not even really Snuffy. Snuffy was like, follow my strategies. Noel Noah is play good, and Lavahino is do your own thing. It seems like Loki and Prince are very much about the analytical, here's how you did, here's how we'll improve it, and Chris is like, here's what you do, here's how we'll make that better. I like it. Zantetsu-san. The frequency of your sprints. Ah, okay. So Zantetsu, he's been holding back, bro. You gotta be speeding up some more. And Tokimitsu-san, please strengthen your cooperation with the backline. Ah, okay. So Tokimitsu, okay, he's getting a little bit more confidence then. Because that means he's breaking out more. If he's supposed to increase his cooperation with the backline, he's supposed to be supporting them more, but he's actually running solo. Tokimitsu with a personality boost? Nice. Next, Nancy-san, simply put your brush. Oh, Nancy-san, simply put, please brush up your touch techniques. I'm probably giving you way too... He's 17. Next, Nanase-san, please, simply put, brush up your touch techniques. Okay, so Nanase just needs to improve his passing. That's fine, that's fine. Charles, sneaking away. Okay, that's very impressive immediate aiming. Loki isn't even looking. I haven't given you your homework yet, Charles. But Loki, the meetings are always so long. Can I just play it by ear? I mean, they've gone undefeated. So I guess legally speaking, he's right. But like, yeah, come on now, dude. Like, he is your boss. I'm not sure how old Charles is supposed to be here. He does look relatively young. He looks like an FB. I'm not even going to play. He looks like an FB. And you know what kind of FB. He's like Chigiri and Hiyori. I've seen the fan art already. Y'all are way too quick. Y'all are way too quick with it. But yeah, I don't really blame Charles Chevalier for not really caring too much. Because like, yeah, I mean, bro's been cooking. It's like we can get on his case for not cooking. How many times must I tell you? The reason I joined this league to begin with was purely to foster your abilities, Charles. Oh! Interesting. That's actually... Why? I need a passer to help me become the world's best. You have talent to be that passer. At 15 years old, you're even... Whoa! Whoa! We'll take a step back, 15? We got another Nico. Bro. Level it up. Level it, Nico. What? Nico, what? Nico, how are you going to get done like this? Bro, what? At 15? Loki 17. Wow. And Charles is this crazy? And he's like, nah, he doesn't even want to practice or train. Bro, what? Charles is a demon. But you know what I do like? I like that there's other child prodigies. And I also like that Loki is still about the business. He's not a full egoist like some other people, but no, he's like, dude, I'm trying to become the best in the world. I'm gonna need y'all help for that. You're gonna listen and we're gonna do this. I do like that. That's a good extra side to Loki as a character. I'm liking. Man, Noel, you may need to, like, I think the only person I like less than Noel is like Lavahino, and even then, not really. I think I like Lavahino more than Noel. So I think Noel is my least favorite of the Masters, bro. You're gonna have to step with that game, brother. Let's see. You will become the best in the world alongside me, as I carry France's future on my back. Yes! Talk that talk, Loki. Talk that talk. Hey, let me know when he's done yapping. Yo! Okay, Loki. Hold on, bro. Go discipline your mans, bro. Go discipline him, bro. Yet there's still the issue of your overwhelming lack of experience, which is why... Okay. So yeah, Charles is new to it, but he's about it. You came here to study. Oh, okay, so yeah, Charles really just doesn't. Then why are you here, bro? Man, dip. Finally done? Come on. How long do you intend to just wing it? Well, the more you tell me to do, the less Oh. I know people like Charles. I am occasionally people like Charles. Well, the more you tell me to do something, the less I wanna. Guess that makes me a contrarian. No, it just makes you annoying. Oh, no. I get the feeling, like, of course there are times where, like, you're going to do something, and then you're told to do something, and then you're like, oh, okay, fine. Like, it makes the task that you were already going to do more annoying than what you were originally going to do. But, like, in this case, Loki does have a point, man. Like, you can't, like, presumably if they're gonna lose, it's gonna be because of Charles. He's gonna get outread. His tactics are gonna be too simple or something like that. He's gonna be super efficient, but something's gonna fail due to his childish nature. Charles is gonna be the big reason why PXG loses. Fine, then don't listen to me anymore. What? Well, I want it now. He really is a oh, okay. At least Loki's able to manipulate it. He really is a contrarian. Listen up, everyone. I keep giving him this voice. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Listen up, everyone. The team has been using trial and error, battling back and forth between a system centered around Rin-san and another centered around Shido-san. This has all been an experiment, as the two strikers possess exceptional characteristics, and by giving them passes over and over and over, we've been attempting to draw out Charles's latent talent. The other members have been tasked to adapting with those systems, and choosing paths that will allow you to show off your value. Ah, okay. So in a way, he is kind of like Lavahino. He's guiding them loosely, but he's like, no, I have a specific plan, you're going to follow it, just fill in the gaps that I'm not going to specify on. That does make sense. It explains why everyone else has such low values relative to Shido and Rin. Thanks to that, you've all grown consistently, and considerably, and we've become a team that constructively nurtures and experiments with your individual skills. For our final match, we'll be facing off against BM, led by Noel Noah. Just like us, they're an undefeated team. Yup, their formation is just what I expect from Noah 2, utilizing Michael Kaiser and Isangi Yoichi. They have two systems coexisting and vying for control of the team. A system built from regularity and abnormality. Roll credits. Oh, but that's interesting though. I never thought about it that way. But yeah, Noel Noah, despite being a guy who's all about the rational, is specifically abusing the irrational in order to win, which is actually impressive. In our matches, we've been alternating every 15 minutes between our Rin and Shido systems. However, wouldn't you say the abnormal is more interesting? Oh, you mean precisely. Okay, so that explains it. PXG will follow BM's lead. Using Rin and Shido, we'll also attack with our double aces. We'll also attack with double aces, our own irregularity and abnormality. I'm sorry, I can't read. Sounds like a team battle for 4 killer beasts. I mean, Shido, you know it. Shido, you know it. Talk that talk, Shido. Talk that talk. Hold on, let me sing. I'm running the house for a minute. I got it. Let me see. Wait. Yeah, for editing me. I do it all for editing me. That sacred boy. Sounds fun. A battle between 4 killer beasts. In the ring, gloves off, huh? This is the mission at max difficulty, using Rin and Shido-san as our two fierce predators. Oh, I like that. I like that. Well, not in that way, but like, Please claim victory against BM. You may consider this your last homework assignment. Can't hear a thing. Ah, Charles, man. If he's gonna lose, it's not gonna be because of Rin Shido. It's not gonna be because of anything else. It's gonna be because Charles was an idiot. I'm calling it now. A head-to-head battle against Germany with 2 sets of regularities and abnormalities. Using double aces, Rin and Shido create a never-before-seen chemical reaction. Uh-oh. Okay. W chapter. It is, in fact... Please don't scream. I've stopped giving you uppies because my hand hurts. But... in fact, a W chapter. Adds way more context, way more little details that I like. But, real quick, before I go through the other reasons why the chapter is worthy. If I had to take a guess, the things that are going to cause this to fail is that, 1, Rin and Shido were never trained to work together. They never were. These two were specifically locked away in their own little world so they wouldn't interfere with each other. Meaning that when they go to do it on the fly, it may work, but it could also fail. These two have a lot of animosity built towards each other. We don't see it in this chapter, but I think we both know they are not fans of each other. And thusly, they're probably going to struggle a bit at first. Number 2, Charles. Charles is going to be a big reason why fumbles occur, presumably. Because there are numerous Metavision users. At this point now 3, Hiyori, Isagi, and Kaiser, who are now all likely going to be able to read Charles due to his general lack of experience. Charles is going to be winging it, which is good, because that means it's more on the fly, meaning that the data that they have on Charles probably won't work all too well, but at the same time, they just have better game IQ, more experience. Charles being 15, young, even with his fantastic passes, is likely going to work against them. And number 3, without any specific guidance or anything, them using their individual talents is likely not going to work as well because the combinations aren't as well set in. So if anything, I think those are the big 3 reasons why PXG is going to lose. But for the rest of the chapter, it's just gas. Getting introduced to extra data on Charles, his age and stuff like that, the motivation for Loki, fantastic, adds more characterization to Loki. Obviously, the Egoist stuff I don't really care about, but the values I care about, and obviously this is the most exciting part of the chapter for me. Rael's revelation. So, I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting quite excited for the final battle. But anyway, we made it all the way to the end of this video. Please leave. I was gonna say, I'll make it Rael based. Leave the changed chameleon in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure that notification bell so you can miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include live reactions to every other series that I happen to review along with ad-free videos. Now, I thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Recliner Plays, Red Wolf 4765, Greyhound, and Akids Void. And I'd like to give another thank you to our $5 patrons, Victor, Sean, Midnight Gemlord, Kevin, DemXLND, and Igneal. And I'd like to give a chunky old thank you to our $7 member, Autumn's Morning Lazo. And I'd like to give another chunka thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha, Joaquin, Idemokami, and China Doll 09. I'd like to give a hefty thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. I'd like to give another giga gargantuan thank you to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.